Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Noce. To those of you watching online, I want to thank you for spending your time with us here this evening. That's been a cool new thing that we've been doing. It's not even new anymore, actually. It's almost a year. Can you believe that? Oh, my goodness. I mean, I can believe it. It feels like about 10 years. But that has been a silver lining, being able to do those live stream shows. People tune in from all over the place, and we've done our best to make that a good experience, almost like being here. And if you enjoy the music, I want to thank you for considering a contribution using the link there in the event description and the comments section. That helps us deal with our lower capacity during these times. The club is at about, depending on the night, 25 to 35% of normal capacity. And it also helps keep those broadcasts so high definition. So thank you and enjoy. If you're here in person, I want to particularly thank you for being here. There is nothing like a live audience for live music, and we've been doing that since July. And it has gone very well here, I think in large part due to the fact that people have mostly been very good about following the safety protocols here. So regardless of your opinions on it, I want to thank you for adhering to those. And if you get sick of the masks like I am, you have a wonderful option in order to cope with that, and that is by drinking more. It's great. Take it off to drink. It's good. It's a fun game. Thursday nights, we do these no-cover shows here in person. We've done that almost since we opened over 5 years ago. And tonight, we have a wonderful group that I've been looking forward to hearing. Dave Rezek is the source, in one way or another, of so many great nights here at the club. He is the leader of the Des Moines Big Band, which in normal times is in residence here on Wednesday nights. But tonight we get to hear him with a small combo, and a great combo. So I hope you enjoy it. I know you're going to. The music goes until 10 tonight. Please welcome to the stage the Dave Rezek Quartet.
Thank you. Welcome everybody to Noce Jazz and Cabaret on a very nice and balmy Thursday evening. You've been listening to some Tom Harrell music. Tom Harrell is one of my trumpet heroes and one of the greatest of all time, just an incredible musician and mind. Somebody I heard way back in high school, back in the 80s at an Abersall jazz camp, and really inspired me to pursue this music a lot more. And that was a tune of his called Terrestris. I actually heard this tune for the first time on a duo album, well, not just a duo album, but a double trumpet album with him and one of my former teachers, John McNeil. And man, that album is so much fun to listen to. You were hearing Nate Sparks on piano on that. And Steve Charlson on bass. And Nick Adelia on drums. Man, we've got so much good music for you guys tonight. We're super excited to play. As Max mentioned, I'm the leader of the Des Moines Big Band. I have been for the last 5 or 6 years here, or maybe, about 5 or 6 years. And we kind of started, we had such a great thing going here on Wednesday nights, and we had, probably 25, 35 schools coming in every Wednesday night for our season, which runs from September through May, and having them all come in and perform at our intermission, and we will continue to do that as soon as the time is appropriate. But obviously with a big band setting, you see 4 of us up here now. If you can imagine 17 to 20, we've got 17 in the Des Moines Big Band, but then there are upwards of 20 or so for the high school bands, as they tend to be a little bit larger. So maybe not quite the time to be doing that in this strange world we're living in, but I feel like we're getting close to kind of getting over the hump with that. Are you guys kind of there as well? I mean, we're getting there, things are getting better. Vaccines are flying around, and some people, including myself, have gotten access to that. So I think slowly we'll get back to normal, whatever that might be after all this. But thank you so much for being here. We're super excited to be performing some of the music tonight. I don't get much of a chance when things are super busy to do small group stuff. So this is really fun for me tonight too, especially playing with cats of this caliber. So hopefully you guys enjoy yourselves tonight. We're going to kind of be all over the place with different styles and composers and such. This next one is written by an incredible jazz tenor saxophonist and composer arranger, Benny Golson, and this one's entitled Whisper Not. Thank you. Thank you. Next up, we're going to switch gears just a little bit and do a tune by Steve Swallow. This one's entitled Let's Eat, which we barely did right before this gig, so I didn't even quite get to mine yet. But format for tonight, I just wanted to give you a little housekeeping thing here. We will be doing 3 different sets tonight, so we're going to kind of push ourselves up toward the top of the hour, take a short break, and then come back and do that a couple of different times. So that's how that'll work, but we hope all of you can stick around for that. We'll try to keep the breaks really short because we've got some online folks as well. Speaking of which, thank you all of you online who are joining us in your homes tonight. We're so very grateful to have you here with us tonight as well. If you, I'm sure at some point along the way you'll see a link in there where you, if you're feeling so obligated tonight, although you're not, but if you're feeling it, please contribute tonight online if you're able. That all goes to help with the musicians and all of the staff and all of that good stuff tonight. We're not only grateful for you online, but you that are here in person. You know, for many people, it is time to kind of get out there and do that. This place is never really closed in the midst of all of this, so I think now would maybe be a good chance to acknowledge Noce for doing all the right things to keep this place open. I know it's annoying to wear these masks, but man, I think that's just one thing we can do to kind of help keep things alive here. This really is a gem in Iowa. If you look around the entire state for something like this, you're really only going to find this place. There are a couple of other places around the state that do have jazz, but nothing as elegant and you know, true to the art form as Noce here. So we're very grateful to Max Wellman and everybody here on the staff that takes care of business here, Bob and Maria Filippone and everybody here. So thank you so much. This is Steve Swallow's Let's Eat. Nate Sparks on piano. Steve Charleston on bass. Nick Adelia back here on drums. Cool. So this next one we're going to do is an original of mine. It's actually originally written for a septet, but it kind of works for just this smaller iteration as well. And this is entitled "From Whence We Came," and this was, boy, this covers a lot of territory, the title. But I grew up here in Des Moines and went to Hoover High School and then UNI, and then after UNI, my girlfriend at the time, now my wife, we were trying to figure out what we were going to do after college, and we ended up going down to work down in, well, actually we started teaching here with our education degrees here. She's a French teacher and was also a double music major and French. But we decided to, or I had needed to do some playing. I did some student teaching in the Ankeny schools, and I really had the teaching bug, but I wanted to go explore some playing a little bit more to see how far I could go with that and pursue some opportunities. So we ended up going down to Branson, Missouri, and working down there for about 4 years or so before heading out to Boston for a little over 5 years, and then New York for a little over 5 years. And so From Whence We Came kind of covers all of that stuff, kind of each time looking back at decisions and life and all those things, and all the things that we all deal with along the way as we kind of carve our path through life. So hopefully you enjoy this. This is From Whence We Came. Okay, we've got a couple more I think we can fit in here before we take a very short break. This next one we're going to do is was composed by a really dear friend of mine up in the University of Northern Iowa, the director of the Jazz Studies program, Mr. Chris Merz. And Chris, if you don't know, and if you haven't heard yet, is an incredible musician and an even better person. And Chris, if you're out there, hopefully you're listening tonight. Man, I love you and I miss playing with you so much. Hopefully we'll get together soon here. This is a great tune of his entitled Be Good and Sleep. Be good and sleep. All right, we've got one more for you before we take a short break. Also, if you're feeling so inclined, for those in the room, there is a little jar or bucket up front. If you're feeling it, please feel free to contribute to that as well. Thank you once again, everybody, for showing up tonight. We're super excited to be playing all of this great music tonight. This last tune we're going to do, I will at some point be doing different nights in tribute to different trumpet players throughout the year, and one of them will be this next trumpet player, Roy Hargrove, who I kind of went through my college years listening to and really getting inspired. Roy was one of, obviously, many trumpet players that I listened to, but as a young, incredible trumpet player, there was something in his playing that really connected with me, mostly just from a soul factor. I mean, he's really just, he really contributed so much to this world. We unfortunately lost Roy a couple falls ago, back in November of 2018, with some, issues he was having internally that he'd kind of gotten through over some years, and it just kind of caught up with him, and he couldn't get through that. But man, what a legacy he left. He was one of the few trumpet players or few musicians that you could see kind of out there with that level of popularity that would be out in New York City way into the early morning hours at jam sessions and kind of helping lead some of that stuff. And as he got a little bit older, I mean, he only died at 49, but he kind of became a mentor to a lot of younger players out in New York. And man, what an interesting person, and what an amazing body of music he left, including some big band music that he ended up writing as well. But this is a really fun tune. With all the things that we have going on in this crazy upside-down world, and no matter what your opinion is of how people are handling this kind of stuff, I'll just kind of dedicate this one out to all of us and everyone out there trying to figure out how we move on to the next step. This is Roy Hargrove's I'm Not So Sure. Nate Sparks, Steve Charlson, Nick Adelia, Dave Rezek. Thank you so much. Please stick around. We've got a lot more. Thank you. That was a Chick Corea tune entitled Armando's Rumba. And you heard from Nate Sparks on piano there, as well as myself. We are going to do one other Chick Corea tune on this set, and I'll talk about him a little bit when we get to there. Let's do I'll Close My Eyes. I'm going to slow things down just a little bit. Thanks for sticking around. This next tune is a Billy Reed composition entitled I'll Close My Eyes. Thank you so much. That was Nate Sparks again on piano, Steve Charlson on bass on that one. All right. Let's do another Fine Mess. We're going to do another Steve Swallow tune. There's so many tunes we're doing tonight that the titles of which really apply to all the things that we're dealing with in society today. And this is one of those. This is Steve Swallow's Another Fine Mess. Thank you so much. Another fine mess. All right, we're going to do, we've got a couple more we're going to do before we take another really short break and then have kind of a larger last set. So hopefully those of you here can stick around for that. We're going to do another of Chick Corea's tunes. And for those of you who are not familiar, Chick Corea was an amazing composer, arranger, frontman, sideman, pianist, teacher, just kind of a world. He really contributed to the world and somebody who made this place better. We just lost Chick just a short while ago in February 9th, I think it was, to a rare form of cancer, and it just seems like we are losing, last year and this year it seemed particularly difficult with losing some of the older musicians we have in the jazz world, Chick being not quite that old. I think he was maybe, I want to say 79 or 80, something really close to that. But that was a surprise to a lot of people, I think that came up quickly. So it's a major, major loss, but another person who's just got this huge volume of music out there for people to enjoy, and just the experiences that he had with so many incredible musicians over the decades. But this one we're going to do is a beautiful, basically a love song with this, that a Brazilian vocalist had sung with him originally back in 1972, and by the name of Flora Purim. And the lyrics are amazing. If you have a chance to go listen to the original of this tune called 500 Miles High, I highly recommend it. Beautiful music by Chick Corea and Neville Potter, and Flora herself on vocals. So this is 500 Miles High. Nate Sparks, Steve Charlson, and Nick Adelia on drums. All right. We have one more we're going to do before we take a little bit of a break. And we have a technical thing that we have to play right up to. So we're going to try to get right up toward the beginning of the hour. And then hopefully I'll close this off in time, Brian. Then we'll take a little bit of a break. And for those of you that are online, you may see it. What's going to happen, Brian? They're going to see it might stutter a little bit, and then we'll kind of get it going again, and we'll be right back after that. This last one we're going to do is a fun one. So despite all of the stuff that we're dealing with, it's always important to just remember to do this. So this is Charlie Chaplin's Smile. Thank you. Once again, Nate Sparks, Steve Charlson, and Nick Adelia. My name is Dave Rezek. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Thank you. Thank you very much. Welcome to our final set for the evening. That was a tune composed by Dave Douglas, an amazing trumpet player, composer, and really kind of somewhat of an innovator on trumpet. Just really lots of interesting sounds. He's somebody who I listened to a lot when I moved out to Boston many years ago and started exploring different sounds. And Dave's had so many different iterations of small groups, from like more classical sounding and modern sounding, trios, duos, all the way through like sextets, septets, octets, nonettes, just really all over the place. And this was a tune of his called Blue Heaven. It's a tune he did as a sextet back in, this would have been back in the early or mid 90s, I think. But it's a tune of his called Blue Heaven. We'd like to continue with another tune of Tom Harrell's. We had one of his tunes on the first set. And another trumpet player who's really influential to me. For those of you who are not aware, Tom is somebody who's been around for decades as an incredible trumpet player, more in the hard bop vein. Also a really great educator, and he was a part of a lot of jazz camps back when I was in high school, and that's when I first met and heard him in Chicago at this Aebersol jazz camp back in the late or mid 80s. And I didn't totally understand Tom Harrell at first. If you're not aware, he has had his whole life has had schizophrenia to many different degrees, and it wasn't something that I understood at all when I was in high school, and I was watching him as the faculty was performing for us, and he was kind of tucked away behind the piano player for this particular tune they were playing. And so he tends to have his head down and his hands down, and I just was wondering kind of what was happening there. Nobody had told me that he had this. And so I was kind of concerned, like, does somebody know that this is happening? And then suddenly he put his horn up, and I was like, oh, okay. This other world opens up when he puts his horn to his face. And he does like speak and does all kinds of classes and everything, but he continuously, even to today, will say in interviews that he continuously hears things and voices and such, but he's maintained this amazing career. So it was one of the first moments where I kind of learned about people with disabilities and how they overcome things, and how I have no idea how he would learn to play at that level. But it was really promising to me that people could go through something like that and still be like this shining light for something like the jazz world. So we're going to do another one of his tunes right now, which was arranged a little bit by the great Bob Washut up at the University of Northern Iowa. This was arranged originally for a septet, which I perform often, but this is scaled down, obviously, for our quartet tonight. So this is Tom Harrell's Sail Away. Thank you. Man, Tom has given us so much good music. All right, we've got time for a few more still. Let's see. Wanted to again mention that, or send a shout out to all the people that make this place work. The bar staff back there with Danny and others, please give it up for them. Make sure you're taking good care of them tonight, since they've been taking care of us and you. Also to Max Wellman for giving us the opportunity to play here week after week and not closing and doing all the right things to keep this place open. Many of us have contributed all we can throughout the course of this whole thing, just to make sure that this place doesn't even come close to being worried about the future. So it's up to all of us to make sure that this place sticks around. And also to Bob and Maria Philippone, the other co-owners with Max that put this whole thing together. This has now been going over 5 years. 5 years, New Year's Eve. And as I mentioned earlier, I have been leading the big band for that entire time, plus another year or so before that. And the big band itself has been all over the place. We used to be, if some of you are old enough to remember, it used to be down on Court Avenue at Spaghetti Works. That was kind of the home of the Des Moines Big Band. And I grew up listening to the Des Moines Big Band. So that's something that was super special to me. All these great players, and that whole Court Avenue area was just packed and full of great jazz musicians. Just night in and night out, all week. There were other bars that were right around there. What else was there? Spanky's, and there was something else that was there that had a couple of, there's like 2 or 3 places down there. Julio's. Yeah, there you go. And just an amazing place. Was that Mark that said that? Yeah, Mark Tuttle, tenor saxophonist, Mark Tuttle back there. Let's give it up for Mark. Oh, yeah. Mark was an integral part of the jazz scene here for so many years, and then left for, did you just go straight to Chicago? Yeah. Okay. And then you were out there for how many years? About 27. Oh my God, that's crazy. That makes me feel super old. I'm 33, or something like that. Okay, 38. We'll go with that. But no, and it's nice to, Mark, you've been back now for a couple of years, maybe?
I came back in July, about a year and a half.
Year and a half or so. So it's good to have Mark back here on the scene. And it just, when I see Mark and others, it just reminds me what a rich jazz history Des Moines has, and what a great place it is to explore jazz and push jazz, and just really build that community. It's something that was super big when I was growing up. And the Des Moines Big Band has been such a big part of that, just a foundation of the jazz community here. So we were at Spaghetti Works, and then it moved out to Adventureland for a number of years, and then out to Clive at El Palacio for a couple of years. And then it was while we were out there that Jim Oatts asked me to take over the big band, because he was going to, basically retire from the big band, and was looking to find someone that just wanted to keep things going while he breathed a little bit. And he deserved that. And so at that same time, it was just a great coincidence. Max and I, who have been working together since we moved back some 14 years ago, with all of Max's small groups and iterations of his big band and such, and he was telling me that this place was an idea, and it was more than that, and it was becoming like a real thing. And he asked if this would be a place that we would want to have or house the Des Moines Big Band. I was like, yeah, for sure. The opportunity to bring the Des Moines Big Band back to downtown, where it's so needed to be, and just grow that whole community again, and push the band with new charts, but also revisit all the old stuff. And so we've kind of been all over the place with that kind of stuff. So if you get a chance to, if you haven't yet signed up for the Big Band's newsletter, make sure you get out to DesMoinesBigBand.com and get associated with it, or get signed up for the newsletter. And we'll let you know when we can, when it feels comfortable for us to get back here, because we hope to do that super soon. And then you'll see all the cool stuff that we're doing, and all the guest artists that we have, and you'll see all the students come back in, and we're so excited for that time. I think we all need that. So at any rate, we're going to continue with the show tonight. We've got a few more we wanted to do. Let's see. Let's do Public Eye. So this next one we're going to do is another Roy Hargrove tune, and it's one of the first, one of the earlier tunes. It wasn't the first, but one of the earlier albums that I had listened to when I was in college at UNI up in Cedar Falls, and like transcribed the solo, and I was like, man, this guy Roy Hargrove, this guy's the cat. And so we're going to do a tune of his called Public Eye. Thank you once again. That's Nate Sparks on piano, Steve Charlson on bass, Nick Adelia on drums. All right, we're going to slow things down just a bit. We're going to do one more Steve Swallow tune. It's a tune that I was introduced to again when I was out in Boston, and it was written, before that. But that's when I kind of got introduced to Steve Swallow's music in general. And this was one tune that really moved me a little bit. This one's a really beautiful tune of his entitled "Falling Grace." Thank you very much. Steve Swallow's Falling Grace. All right, we got one more for you. Thank you so much for sticking around, and hopefully you've enjoyed all this different music. We're trying to get a lot of different things out there to you. You guys having a good time out there? Got a couple of you left. Thanks for sticking around. Really appreciate it. If you haven't noticed already, there's jazz still happening here at least 3 nights a week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, if not more. Lots of different things, so check out the programming here at Noce. Go to nocedsm.com and just look through the schedule, go to the tickets section, and just find something that looks interesting. If you're not sure what all of that is out there, send an email to the Noce email address and ask what kind of music that is, and they'd be glad to tell you. There's just so much interesting stuff, and there's some great people in this community that are continuing to press this music forward, so we really value all of you being here. All right, we've got one last one for you tonight. Before I introduce this last one, let's give it up one more time for the trio behind me. Nate Sparks on piano. Steve Charlson on bass. And Nick Adelia on drums. We're going to have some fun with this last one and just get, kind of down and dirty and do some blues here. This is Eddie Harris's, I won't even associate this with stuff happening right now. We're just going to have a good time. This is called Sham Time. Nate Sparks, Steve Charlson, Nick Adelia, Dave Rezek. Thank you so much. Have an awesome evening, and we'll see you next time.